The peace that comes from knowing God. The old leather-bound Bible lay open on my desk, the words of Jeremiah 9 staring up at me. My eyes traced the lines, but my mind was a whirlwind of anxieties and self-congratulations. I was so proud of my accomplishments, the business I'd built, the recognition I'd received, the way I could talk my way out of any situation. I was a wise man in my own eyes, a mighty man by the world's standards, and I certainly wasn't hurting for riches. My identity was built on this shaky foundation of earthly success, and I was terrified of it all crumbling. Then I read Jeremiah 9, verses 23 to 24, and a sudden stillness fell over me. Let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might. Let not the rich man glory in his riches. But let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me. The words felt less like an ancient text, and more like a mirror held up to my soul. I saw my reflection, a man consumed by the very things God said were not worth boasting in. I was so busy trying to build my own kingdom that I hadn't even considered what it meant to know the King. I had pursued wisdom, but it was worldly wisdom. I had chased might, but it was human might. I had gathered riches, but they were all earthly. And for what? For a fleeting sense of security and a hollow pat on the back. That's when grace broke through. It wasn't a thunderous voice or a blinding light. It was a quiet, firm understanding that settled deep in my spirit. The grace to understand that my worth wasn't tied to my resume, my bank account, or my reputation. It was a gift, freely given, that allowed me to shift my gaze from the fleeting to the eternal. I wasn't being asked to give up my achievements, but to change what I boasted in. The grace I received by faith was the permission to let go of the exhausting pursuit of worldly glory and to embrace the profound peace of knowing God. I closed my eyes and prayed, not just a rote repetition of words, but the cry of a heart finally ready to be circumcised. I was surrendering my will, my pride, and my self-sufficiency, and receiving by faith the truth that all true glory belonged to Him. In that moment, the weight lifted. My wisdom and strength and riches hadn't saved me from my own emptiness. Only the knowledge of God's loving-kindness, judgment, and righteousness could. And I finally understood that this knowledge wasn't something to be earned. It was a grace to be received. I had spent my life seeking to be known by others, but now I was finally learning what it meant to truly know Him.